Hello, this is Akiko Sudano at stampinginthemeadows.com, and typically I'm in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, but today I'm coming to you from Tucson, Arizona, and it's a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July weekend. So if you've got off this weekend and you're off until the 4th of July, I'm so happy for you, and have a great time. But today I don't have a patriotic themed card. I don't have anything to make a patriotic themed card. But I thought, well, it's the midst of summer, and the best thing about summer in my book and in my family's book is ice cream. And so I decided that I would use the beautiful Share a Milkshake bundle. Actually, it's a stamp set and a set of coordinating dies. It was a bundle in the last mini catalog. But it's the Share a Milkshake photopolymer stamp set, and then do it in patriotic red, white, and blue colors. So I've got a sweet sorbet card base with this beautiful, glorious gingham designer series paper in blueberry bushel. And so that's going to be what I'm going to be making my card with. So let me show you. This is the stamp set, and you've got, this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you've got some really, really fun and unique two-step stamping things for the for both the milkshake glass and then for the ice cream glass. And we're going to make some ice cream cups today, and I'm going to show you how to stamp that. And then you've got all of these wonderful dies. You've also got a fun waffle kind of die that you can use to cut ice cream cones, and you can take your ice cream and you can fill it in an ice cream cone. So that would be a fun thing as well. Hold on just a second here. Let me see. Let me refresh my page. And make sure that I am broadcasting. There we go. Okay, all right, so these are the dies, and I've already pre-die cut most everything that I'm going to be using today. So let me go ahead first, and let's go with the stamps. So for the cup, we've got, for the ice cream bowl, we've got two different stamps, and this one you can see is kind of it's kind of strange because you've got like different pieces and they're just kind of floating on the air. But this is going to be the dark side of the ice cream bowl. And you can see how on this one, I stamped this one in Daffodil Delight, and this is going to be the darker pieces. This first stamp is going to show you the darker pieces. And then you've got another that's a solid one that you can stamp, and that will give you the lighter colors here. And what that'll do is it'll fill in the scallops in the bowl here, and then fill in the rest of the base of the bowl. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to use Azure Afternoon, and we'll make a blue bowl. And I'll show you how to stamp that. So I've got a strip of basic white paper here, and I'm going to first ink up this funky stamp, and you can see how it looks when it's inked up here. And I'm going to stamp it off to the side so that I have plenty of room on the side here for the rest of my bowl. So that's stamped, and I have a little piece of scrap paper here, and I can't find it right now. Hold on a second. Let me get a piece of scrap paper, because what we want to do for the other side of the bowl is we will, for the solid stamp, we'll take this, ink that up, and I'm using the same color. I'll stamp it off once, and then I'll go over it, carefully lining up the right side of that, and then lining up so that the top and bottom is straight. And there we go. I think that's good. And then stamp it, and then you kind of have a two-tone bowl. See how that looks? See how that comes out? That's pretty nice. And that's a nice. It's a different effect. And yeah, with these two stamps, it's a little bit hard to see it until after it's stamped. But that's these two stamps, And then you've got the coordinating die that will cut out the bowl, like that. Okay, so I've got a bowl already stamped here, and then what I'm going to do is stamp some ice cream. Now I have two kind of samples of different bowls of ice cream that I've made, and I've already cut out all my cherries and all my whipped creams, and basically here I've got two of these big scoops of ice cream, and this bowl has got two big scoops of ice cream, and this bowl has a little scoop underneath it with a big scoop on top of it. And I decided, at first I was thinking, the mom and me said, oh, but this one is leaning over the bowl, so that's going to be messy, and so I can't do it that way. So I went with it this way, and where it's got a straight one, and then the scoop will stay in the bowl, and then I topped it with one of the bigger scoops, but I decided, you know what, I think I want to just go with big scoops all the way around. So I was able to play with it a little bit here and check out with my different colors as well. So let me show you. The first one I'm going to do is a chocolate scoop, a large chocolate scoop, and I'm using crumb cake ink with that. And I'm just inking up my stamp in crumb cake ink, and then I will stamp it right underneath my bowl. There, and that's done. Then I'm going to have to clean off my stamp, clean it off real good so that I can stamp my next color for my next scoop of ice cream. Could do both, two chocolates, make them both crumb cake, but let's play with some flavors. So I wanted to try to figure out, how do you do vanilla? So what I decided was to go with petal pink ink that I ink up my stamp with, and then stamp it off, and then stamp on my basic white paper. And it's very, very, very light, but you can see, if I bring it up closely, you can see that it's got a little bit of kind of an ivory color. So it ends up being like a vanilla, and that's what I decided to go with for a vanilla flavor ice cream. I think that the yellows were just a little bit too bright. Even the lemon lolly was just a little bit too bright for a vanilla ice cream. So I'm going to clean off my stamp again, and let's do a bubble bath. And this will be like a strawberry, or what other pink ice cream flavors are there? Maybe a watermelon, or a sherbet, like in a rainbow sherbet. But I think the bubble bath comes out really pretty. It's a bright, nice bright pink, so that ends up coming out really good. So I'm going to do the next color is I'm going to be using soft seafoam, and that's going to be for my mint ice cream, like in mint chocolate chip or pistachio. And with the soft seafoam, I just stamp it right on without stamping off. There we go. And then, so I think I'm finished stamping my ice creams, and then need to have some cherries. And so you've got this cute little cherry stamp. There it is, right here. And it's got a coordinating die, which is just perfect. So I'm going to stamp that, and of course the cherry has to be in real red. So ink that up. Yeah, beautiful. Isn't that a pretty cherry? And stamp that next to it down there. Okay, now they also have, so I made up this little medallion with Azure Afternoon bowl, just like I have here. And here, instead of using the soft sea foam, I used lemon lime twist for the ice cream. And this one is bubble bath for this scoop of ice cream. And then I topped that off with a dollop of hot fudge, which is basically your early espresso cardstock, and then some white whipped cream, and then the cherries on top of there. So that's the thing that I'm going to do with make two different medallions like this. This is the die. You've got these two dies that just cut out different shapes, and I cut the hot fudge out of early espresso with this one, and the whipped cream out of basic white with this one. And here's the die for the cutting out the cherry. This die is for cutting out a straw if you're going to do a milkshake. Now, one of the things to note also is that the die for cutting the ice cream scoops has got like a little slice in it that you can stick a spoon in there or stick a straw in there. If it's going to be ice cream, a bowl of ice cream, stick your spoon in there, or if it's going to be a milkshake, then you can stick your straw in there. So that's good. So one of the things, so this is the die that you use to cut out the ice cream scoops. And basically, this is a little bit hard to line up because this part is all covered out so that you've got the slice for the straw and your spoon. But you basically want to line up all the other scoopy parts. The bottom here, you've got this where you want to line this up, and then your I guess your fluffs of ice cream there. So that's the way you'll line that up to cut that out. But I'm not going to cut these out because I've already cut out a lot of different flavors, and I've also cut out my sentiment. So let's go ahead and start assembling the card because I've got everything cut out already. So for the card base, I've got a top folding card base, and this is Sweet Sorbet, and I've got a piece of this glorious gingham in Blueberry Bushel. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere with a large gingham side, adhere this piece to the to a basic white matte. And I'll have all the sizes posted on my blog tomorrow morning. And I got this so that I want to have just a bit of a border. I think this is 3 inches wide, and this is 4.25 long here. And the basic white panel is 1/8 of an inch. Is 4.25 by 3 1/8 inch, just a little bit longer. So I've got a little bit of a border here. So I've got this. I'm going to put this on here so that it stands out a little bit, and I'm going to put this on the front of my card base like this, and I'm going to adhere this also with liquid glue. And so basically just want to make sure that it's kind of straight somewhere in the middle, and that we're kind of straight. And I think that looks good. Let me stand up and look at it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I've got my red, white, and blue right here. Now, I've got some die-cut circles that I cut out with the Stylish Shapes die so that they've got a little bit of a circle. And then I also stamped the sentiment from the stamp set, and I stamped that in Blueberry Bushel ink, and it's this sentiment on another Stylish Shapes circle. And the dies are, let's see which, I think this is that's this die. So that's the fourth largest, and then these other circles are one size bigger. So I'm using two of the different sizes of the Stylish Shapes dies there. Now I've got this ice cream bowl was stamped in Daffodil Delight. This one was stamped in Highland Heather. And this one is like the one that I demonstrated, which is stamped in Azure Afternoon. I think that the Azure Afternoon looks pretty good with the blueberry bushes. So I'm going to adhere this, and I'm going to adhere this to the bottom of the circle with just some glue, some liquid glue. And I think for the second bowl, I want to make two of these bowls, and I think for the second bowl, I am going to use the, and I want to line it up just so that, just kind of so that it's centered here. And I'm going to do the second one. I think I'll use the yellow one, the Daffodil Delight bowl for the second bowl. Adhere this. Oops, there we go. There. Okay. Now for the ice cream, I'm going to assemble the ice cream separately, and then I'll build my sundaes separately, and then I will add them on top of the into the bowl. And I think this one is a little bit crooked. I wonder if I can scooch it over. Well, you know what? I think I'll be able to fix that with the ice cream. We'll see. We'll be okay. So then, so I've cut out, you can see, and then here's the die cuts, and you can see how the, that little scoop is, that little slice comes out for your spoon. And I did also cut out some spoons out of the silver foil. And this is the brushed silver foil, because the silver foil packet that we have right now available has the brushed silver, but it looks okay. And let's see here. So and then let's get a couple of cherries out. Here we go. So, all right. So the first thing to do is to assemble my ice cream layers, and I think I'll make that one chocolate, and I'll make this one in the pink and green. So what I want to do is I want to use liquid glue to adhere these, and I want to put the glue kind of on the bottom of the ice cream scoops here, like this. So I'll put this on the bottom of the chocolate one, and I'll put it on the bottom of the strawberry one. And then lift it up. And what I want to do is I want to cover because I only want to put one spoon. If you want to have two spoons in your ice cream, that would be good, because if you're sharing, so then you would have two, you'd have two slots, but I just need one slot because I've only got, I want to put just one spoon in each bowl, so everybody's going to have their own bowl of ice cream. And I want to tuck this up a little bit and slide the spoon in here. And then I'm going to add just a touch of liquid glue, just a little dot on there, and then stick my spoon into the top scoop of ice cream, just like that. And that's kind of cool the way that comes out. Now, so for my second one, I'm going to go ahead and do this before I put them together. I've got the glue already on the top section right here. I'm going to stick the spoon. I'm going to stick the spoon in here before there we go. There we go. And then I will put it on top of this guy. And what I'm doing is I'm covering up the the slots for the spoon on the lower layer of ice cream. Okay, so then I want to put some hot fudge. And so what I've done is I've taken that that solid die and I've cut a couple pieces of early espresso. And here I can go ahead and put the liquid glue, and I'm adhering these with liquid glue to the back. And you can feel the little ridge from the die cut so that you can tell which side is your front and which is your back. And just put it on top of the ice cream like that, on top of your top scoop. There we go. Then do the same here. There we go. And then we'll get our little scoops, our little fluffy scoops of whipped cream that we cut out of basic white. Where's another one? Here we go. There we go. And then we'll just take those and add just a little liquid glue. And on these guys, I'm going to put them towards the bottom. Just a little bit on the bottom here. Okay, you pull out my tweezers and put it right on top. And it can line up with that, but it doesn't have to. So you can just build up your ice cream bowl as high as you want it. Turn that over. And I feel like the, where'd I put my samples? Here we go. I feel like the early espresso really lets the whipped cream stand out. So definitely do that, because it's just one more layer, and but it really adds a lot, I think, to it. And let's see here. I can show you the back. They can line up, or they don't have to line up. You can just kind of see how this is just kind of mounted on top of each other. And what does this one look like? And they're just kind of mounted on top of each other, and that's the back. So, and then the final layer that we want to do is have our cherry on top. And then for the cherry, I'm going to put just a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm going to put it at the bottom of the cherry. And stick the cherry on top of the whipped cream. Same thing for this guy. Just a little bit of liquid glue on the bottom of the cherry, and stick that on the top. There we go. There. So our ice cream is set. Now we've got our bowls are all ready to be filled up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these scoops of ice cream with dimensionals so that we have a little bit, because this was glued down with liquid glue, and we're going to put the label. Oops, lost my cherry. That's bad. Need to take it back and get another cherry. There we go. Press it down. Good. Need to have a cherry. Okay, let's see here. All right, so let's get our little half dimensionals and put them on the back of the ice cream. And I'm not going to worry about the spoon, and I'm not going to worry about the cherry. I think they're going to be fine without anything. And I'm going to take off the covers to my dimensional, so I just have, don't need too many. And let's see here, which one? I think I'll put the, and basically what I want to do is I want to see where this is, the straight line at the bottom of the bottom scoop, I want to line that up with the top of the bowl. And it does go over, and it's kind of messy, but wow, that's a bowl of ice cream that I think anybody would love. Any ice cream lover would love. Oh, hi, Chi. Thank you so much for joining me. I didn't see you. That's okay. I hope you have a wonderful summer. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And a great 4th of July. So we had, I did hear one fireworks go off last night. So people are testing. So there's my second. So I've got 2 bowls of ice cream, and I think that was a good thought, but I think it just looks funner with the ice cream just totally going over the edge. So I'm gonna make these, put these on in kind of a circle. I think, no, not in a circle. I'm gonna align these 3 circles kind of like this together. I think this one, no, I'm going to put this one down first. I think the label needs to be on the bottom. And I'm going to adhere these with liquid glue again. Here, this one down here. And then this guy. Because there's a lot of layers and a lot of dimension with the scoops of ice cream. But this is such a fun set. And I wanted to put the basic white, the die-cut circles, because I wanted to make sure that the ice cream stood out from the pretty blue, the blue and the background, and I think we're good with that. So there's a little bit of glue there, and I just want to make sure my spoon stays on the card front. Let's move this up a little bit. I think we're okay there, and just make sure the spoon stays on the card, so that you have 3. I'm gonna move them up a little bit more. There we go, 3 circles. I think that'll be all right. And just make sure that the bowls at the bottom of the bowls are straight across. That's important. There we go. All right, so let's see here. I think I did in the, I've got some hearts also that I cut out, so I think I'm going to add some hearts to the card too. There is a die. Here we go. There's a die that cuts 3 different hearts. So I cut the 3 hearts out, and I'm going to, I cut 2 of them. There we go. So I'm going to put some hearts on here, I think against the blue, so, because ice cream and love. Yeah. Ice cream is wonderful. And actually, I'm going to put this one right, I'm going to stick it right here. That'll be fine. Give us a little bit more. And I'll stick the large one over here first. And the little one. There we go. And then I want to use, here we are. These these are the these tinsel dots, and they're so pretty. And there's a set of 4, and there's a set of 4 different colors and a set of 3 different colors. I'm going to use I wanted to use this blue because I think this is real. I don't remember what color this is, but I think this will go real well with the blueberry bushel. It's got that brightness to it. And I'm going to just stick a little one right in the middle of this heart. I'll get the bigger one and stick it in the middle of the big heart. And another little one over here. There. You're the cherry on top. And what's more fun than sharing a bowl of ice cream, a big bowl of ice cream, with someone that you love in the summertime. All right, so for the inside of the card, I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says, "Life is sweeter with you," and there's another straight dimensional cover. Oh, hi, Amy. Thanks so much for joining me. That's okay. That's okay. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment in blueberry bushel. And yes, that'll be perfect. I want to do one more thing. Actually, no, I think we're okay. I'm going to stamp the sentiment in blueberry bushel in the center of a basic white panel, right like this. I think that's going to be okay. I was not very careful when I put it on, lined it up with a block, but that looks like it's good. And let's stamp a cherry right next to the sentiment. And our cherries are in real red. I'll find my scratch paper again here. There we go. Yeah, okay. There we go. And put these away. And I've got a strip of the blueberry bushel designer series paper, and I'll adhere this with liquid glue, and then we're done. We're almost done here. Go. Trim off the end. And then here, but stamp it still on the back. Come on, scooch up. There we go. So if you don't have a place that is close to you with some good fireworks, I hope that at least you will be able to celebrate your 4th of July with some ice cream, because life is just wonderful with ice cream, and it's perfect for the summer. So life is sweeter with you, and you're the cherry on top. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful 4th of July, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.